Hello. Hello from an empty gym. Just going to wait for somebody to pop on here so we can do a sound check. And we'll see if this weak 63-year-old vegan as my my doctor, my once meat eating and now vegan doctor used to call me vegan. And we talked about being vegan and he went, vegan. Waiting for somebody to pop on here. We're going to do a sound check. Check the sound. We've got a few things going on here. We've got this, what do they call this? Pre-core FTS glide. What do they call it? FTS glide. It's like a kind of a universal machine. Got the free weights. Got some cardio. I don't use those. I do stairs. More cardio here. This gym to myself for now. I'll have to end this if anybody else comes in to respect their privacy. So here we go. One viewer. Waiting for one viewer. I'm going to keep doing these live streams, mostly animal rights events, although this is indirectly an animal rights event, consistently, so that as soon as I pop on, I'll already have 10,000 people watching, wanting to help animals. Okay, here we go. Weak vegan, almost 63. In the gym. I will try to do one of everything today. I don't know how that's going to be possible. I haven't eaten animals in 36 years. So let's just start working out, and I'll keep checking back for my first viewer and do a sound check. All right, here we go. First we warm up. So warm up the wrists, stretch the wrists. Okay, there we go. Whoever you are, thank you for joining. If you can confirm that you can hear this. Let me get this down a little bit. Wait a second, let me angle it down. Okay. And this is how we can angle it down like this. There we go. Hang on. Okay, there we go. That's better. If you can confirm you can hear this. All right. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate it. I appreciate the people who are here with me right when I have launched my YouTube, because that's when you get 11 viewers per live stream. And if you just push through from what I've seen and I've been told and what makes sense, if you just push through and you keep doing them consistently, pretty soon, as long as your live streams are of interest to some people, the views go way up. So we're now on the third live stream in about a week. And I'm in a gym right now. I'm going to be 63 December 30th. Okay, so virtually 63. It's interesting. When I turned 63, you reverse the 63, 36 will be the number of years since I ate an animal, because I went vegetarian 36 years ago this January 1st. I haven't eaten an animal in 36 years. Can I do one push-up? Can I do one pull-up? Can I lift more than 5 pounds over my head? I am 1,000 years old. I haven't eaten an animal in 1,000 years. Apparently, I should be dead, or at the very least, I should be on the verge of death. I shouldn't even be able to walk. So let's see. Hello, Grimdemeyer. Eat steak. Grimdemeyer says, eat steak. When I first went vegetarian, I actually didn't tell people. I fell off the wagon a few times, and I went back and had steak. I was craving it. I thought I needed real protein. And then a friend kind of called me out and he said, you're not putting in the effort. Put in the effort, do a little bit more research. And there wasn't even an internet back then. So I actually had to go to the library. Confirmed, I don't need to eat a cow's rib cage. Okay. Yeah, but what supplements are you taking? Field of Vision says, yeah, but what supplements are you taking to compensate for not eating meat? None. I take vitamin D3. Everybody who isn't living in an area fairly close to the equator or in an area that has UV of 3 or more 12 months of the year needs to take vitamin D3, so that has nothing to do with being vegan. It's just a little bit off kilter. I think it's a little bit off. Let me try to fix that. In terms of other supplements that I take, do I take other supplements? So I take vitamin B12, and I know that that is a talking point for people who want us to keep exploiting and eating animals. Oh, you vegans have to take a million supplements. So vitamin B12 used to be very present in the soil of the planet when the soil was healthy, when it had the bacteria that it has had for a very long time until humans and their monoculture and their pesticides compromised the quality of soil and depleted the Earth's soil of most of its B12. So that's why we have to take B12 when we are vegan. And yes, you're getting B12 in animal flesh, but that's not because animals are born with any B12 in their flesh. All of the B12 in meat comes from the supplements that all those animals on farms are given. That's 100%. So I don't have to take any supplements. I don't take any protein supplements, any multivitamins, nothing. I just eat whole foods all day long. You going to lift something or talk about soil? I like that. Big C 431. You going to lift something or talk about soil? Okay, let's lift something. I weigh, let's say, 160 pounds, 63 years old, haven't eaten an animal, 35 years. What's your best guess as to how many push-ups I can do? Let's angle this down. Actually, there we go. All right, I'm going to, let's see how many push-ups I can do. I'm going to angle her down. Hang on a sec. Okay, there we go. All right, angling down, 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 down. All right, now we're going to take a look at how many push-ups this old, weak vegan can do. All right. Can we see them if I do them like this? I'll do them like this. Okay, that's going to be better. Hang on a second. Wait, how did I even lift this bench? How am I lifting this bench? Oh, I got a Charlie horse from doing that. Okay. Okay, so what's your prediction? Who wants to predict how many push-ups I can do? And these are real push-ups. These aren't fake push-ups, so I'm going to go all the way down, all the way up, straight-armed. I'm not going to use body momentum. I'm going to try to keep my legs locked. It won't be perfect, but they'll be good push-ups. All right, so Grim DeMeyer predicts I can do 10 push-ups. And Grim DeMeyer wants me to do one workout instead of talking about soil and bacteria. 10 push-ups. They actually say if you're my age and you can do 10 push-ups, that means you are fit, not athletic, but it means you're fit. I've looked that up. So I should be able to do 10 push-ups at my age of almost 63. Let's see if I can even do 10. Probably not, given that I'm eating pureed horseradish all day long. Okay? You ready? Let me get this microphone off. My Grim DeMeyer is probably getting very upset that I'm just not doing my push-ups. Let me get the microphone off, put it down there. I don't want it to bang into the ground. Here we go. All right. Real push-ups. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 40 real push-ups. Throw the mic back on. Wait a second, what just happened? What just happened? What just happened? Is that real? Was that like AI? That must have been AI, right? How did I, 63 years old, haven't eaten an animal since December 31st, 1989. I haven't eaten an animal since the 1980s. How did I just do? Was it 40 or 41? 40. Thank you, Utops, aka PJ. Grimdemeyer. Oh, 60, 40. I like that. Grimdemeyer, who was like a little upset with me before because I was talking about soil and not working out, actually says, wow. Now, I'm going to go back to the person who says eat steak. Oh, no, that was Big C431. Said, you're going to lift something or talk about soil. Big C431, are you still there? What do you think about an extremely old vegan who's been vegan half his life doing that many push-ups? Utop said you should be able to do 20. All right, I did 40. Okay, thanks, guys. I kind of lost track. It was 40 or 41. I actually was able to do 50 when I was in high school and I was on the wrestling team. But those weren't real push-ups. I didn't even know how to do real push-ups. There was probably like 22 real push-ups. Much stronger now at this old age than when I was half my age. Okay, so let's see what else. Let's see what else this ancient plant muncher can do in the gym. Remember, I only weigh 160 pounds. I'm not a big guy. Was not born as an athlete. What you going to do now? Flopper FN 6850. So what you going to do now? Okay, so keep in mind, I weigh 160 pounds. I'm almost 63. Let's just do a military press, a shoulder press, and see how many reps I can do of what weight. What's your guess there? What, like I can do 20 pounds 5 times, that sort of a thing? What's your guess? How much weight can I lift over my head if I'm going to do half a dozen reps, 6 reps? 20 pounds? What's your guess? Okay, enough talking. All right. This bench, how am I moving this bench? Oh. One thing I do have to work on is this is congenital fat here. I can't get rid of that, even do 50 ab crunches every morning. All right. Let's see how many pounds. Is that a good angle? There we go. All right. Angle this down a bit. Hang on a sec. Oh. Wrong button. 80 different levers on this tripod here. All right. Let me orient this. There we go. Okay. There we go. Guess. Who's going to guess? 63 years old, 160 pounds. How many reps can I do of how much weight? 20 pounds 5 times? What's your guess? Okay. I should warm up. Otherwise, I might pinch a nerve. But let me do a quick warm up here. Always warm up first. So I'm warming up. These are 25s. I'm warming up with 25s. This is my warm up. Ooh, it's like a feather. Yeah, that gut. I got to do something about that. I can't really. I was born with that. It's baby fat. 25. You take your 30s. I can't still be warming up though. Wait. Short, old, vegan, warming up with 30s. That can't be right. Yeah, warming up. Whew, wait a sec. How much can I actually lift over my head? Now, I'm not an athlete, okay? There's probably like a handful of people my age who eat meat, my weight, who can do more than what I do. I'm not saying I'm the strongest 63-year-old of my weight in the world. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm a lot stronger and a lot faster, much better cardio than the average person who's 63 and is still eating animals. And I'm not putting you down if you eat animals, I'm just stating facts. And I'm trying to give you information to illuminate for you that you don't need to eat animals. And it's just wrong. Like, this world has gotten so violent. It's always been violent, but just like these slaughters in Australia and Rob Reiner and his wife and, Brown University and all these animals, billions every day. It's just trying to cultivate a world that isn't revolving around violence. And if we end the violence towards animals, that'll be the moral baseline, and we'll extend compassion to one another. Okay. Utah says, weak and scrawny. I don't know. Oh, right, sarcastically. Thank you, Grim DeMar, for subscribing. Okay. Let's get cracking. One little warm-up left. 35. This has to be the workout weight. Right? One. No, that's the warm-up weight. I guess that means I can do 40. I got to do a couple of stretches because I have a horrible pinched nerve. I have had a horrible pinched nerve. So bear with me. I have to do these. These are really good stretches. Have you ever had a pinched nerve anywhere in your back or neck? These are stretches to do. You do shrug back, shrug front, and do that like 20 times each. That's a great stretch. Also your neck, side to side, left and right. Anybody out there ever had a pinched nerve? Grim DeMar, what will happen if you eat meat right now? What will happen if I eat meat right now? Well, I don't know. Some poor cow lost their life, and I feel disgusted with myself. Another good stretch for a pinched nerve. Hands in front of your face and then out like this. Let me do it back here. Out like that. Okay. I'm not going to do as many stretches because I don't think that you want to watch me stretching too much, but if you've ever had a pinched nerve, and the older you get, the more likelihood you will have a pinched nerve. You do these shrugs to loosen things up. I had a pinched nerve so bad about a year and a half ago. I missed an opportunity to kind of meet with David Letterman. Not a personal meeting, but I was going to be sitting beside him at something. He's my all-time show business icon. And I had to cancel because of a pinched nerve, which was the worst pain in my life. And so I am so dedicated to these stretches. And what I'm going to do now can trigger a pinched nerve. So, all right, let's just get to it. How much weight? What's your guess? Okay. Oh, these are too low down. Let me get this off here because it's not actually good to pick up weight from low down. So I'm going to put the ones I'm using up here. You don't want to. You want to limit going from from ground level when you're lifting heavy weight if you can. Here we go. Okay, 45 pounds. 45. Let's go. 1. Frig. What was that, 7 or 8? It's 45 pounds. Okay. Now, I'm not the strongest guy in the world. I was not born an athlete. I was born more of a bookworm than anything else. Brays, funnies, shorts. Please subscribe, by the way, and I'll subscribe right back, everyone. I'd appreciate it. Just starting the YouTube thing. 14K subscribers, about to hit 14,000 subscribers on Facebook after many years of building that for the animals and people. And now just launching YouTube in the last week and a half, so any subs would be appreciated. Comments, questions, So who out there has a daily exercise routine? Can you hit 1, yes, 2, no? 3, you're kind of back and forth. So 1, you exercise daily. 2, you don't exercise at all. 3, you're kind of back and forth. You join a gym for a while, you stop, you work out for 3 months, you stop. You're kind of struggling with it. Colin DeVries, what is the best weights for beginners? The best weights for beginners. I mean, you start out as light as you can. Okay, let me rephrase that. Start out with the lightest weight and keep going until you could do about, let's say, 12 reps. When you feel you can't do more than 12 reps with a given weight, let's say you're doing a shoulder press and you're doing a total of 40 pounds, and you say, oh, I could barely do 40 pounds 12 times, so that's it. I wouldn't go any heavier than that. And then when you feel, oh, I can do like 15, then move on to 25 and 30 pounds. So a lot of people overdo it the first time. I get it. You know, they're gung-ho, New Year's resolution. You start working out like crazy. January 1st, just take it easy in the gym. Do a couple of sets. You don't want to break down all your tissue right away. Then you're sore for a week and then you give up. So go very light. Start slow. Warm up. Do a light workout. Treat yourself to a nice light workout. That's how I did the stairs. I started off doing like 50 stairs a day, then 100, 200, 400. Now I do like 2,000 stairs. And I'm not an athlete, so anybody can do these things. They got to go home, watch Nick Fuentes also. Okay, what is Nick Fuentes all about? If you could let us know, if you could explain, you just describe what the Nick Fuentes channel is all about. And I appreciate those of you who are on here right now. I'm in that period of YouTube where you get like 197 views and 11 comments. And if you can just push through that, from everything I've seen, just push through it and be confident and believe in what you're doing, then when you hit around video number 6, it seems on average, as long as you have reasonably engaging content, YouTube says, okay, you're for real, you're consistent, we're going to invest ourselves in you, and we're going to push you out there into the, I guess you don't call it news feed, but we're going to push you out there into visibility. We're going to give you the visibility that you need to grow and become an influencer for good. Okay, so we've done one set of each. Stretches are very important, especially as you get older. Things get kind of drier, your joints, you know, get tighter and stringier. So I do a lot of stretches. I have some torn ligaments in my hands here. So I do these stretches all the time. If I don't, I can't even make a fist. So the torn ligaments from a kayaking injury. And there we go. Ocean kayaking injury. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah, what am I wearing today? It says eat your veggies. Eat your veggies. So this is from the Burlington Veg Fest, run by my friend Lori Croonan. I don't remember Lori's account name on YouTube. I don't think she goes by Lori Croonan on Instagram. Eat your veggies. This is the, what does it say on the back here? I don't even remember what it says. I think it's Burlington Veg Fest. Is that right? What does it say on the back? I can't even tell. I think it says Burlington Veg Fest. The Burlington Veg Fest in Burlington, Ontario is in this beautiful space by the river. It's a beautiful venue. It happens on a summer day. And it's one of the nicest, it's really the nicest space actually I've ever seen for a vegan festival in Canada. And they just moved there to that nice space by the river last summer. Check it out, Burlington Veg Fest. Look it up and make plans to attend the Burlington Veg Fest next summer. Okay. So who out there is a vegan? Number 1. Hit number 1 if you're a vegan. Hit number 2 if you're a vegetarian. Hit number 3 if you're not either of those yet. 1 vegan, 2 vegetarian, 3 neither yet. I say yet because I have hope for everybody. Okay, here we go. What else should we do? Oh, pull-ups. Okay. Did you see that weird video? I think it was the Secretary of Transportation in the United States and the Secretary of Health, Robert Kennedy Jr., I guess his name is. They were doing pull-ups in an airport, and they were saying the most important thing you can do when flying for healthy air, for healthy flying, to solve the problems of air transportation for consumers is to put gyms in airports. I would love that. That's smart. Encourages fitness. It gets people to relax, gets people to focus on what they need to do. It distracts them, it calms them down, but it's not the solution to any of those problems, any of the problems that people face when flying, but it's a good idea in its own right. Okay, now when they were doing their pull-ups, did you see that video? I don't want to be disrespectful here, but they weren't real pull-ups. They were either only going part way down or they were using their body momentum and rocking. So I'm going to do real pull-ups here. You'll only be able to see them from the back, but you'll see that I'm doing a real pull-up. There's people, but they're in the pool, so that's okay. A real pull-up, which means going all the way down and going up so that the bar would be beneath your chin and not using body momentum. Generally, when people do pull-ups, they're using body momentum, so they're rocking back and forth, and that's not a real pull-up because you're not isolating the actual muscles you want to work, which would be your back muscles, your lats, okay? So here we go. How many real pull-ups can an almost 63-year-old plant muncher of about 36 years do? Almost 63 and haven't eaten an animal in almost 36 years. Can I even do one pull-up? All right, is that going to be a good vantage point? I think that's just about perfect. Let's give it a whirl. Get the hat off. No, just turn the hat around. Yo, how you doing? Yo. Hey, how's it going? All right. Here we go. How many? Oh, boy. I don't think I can do one. Oh, it feels like I can't do one. I'm going to do one pull-up. Come on. Oh, frig. Oh. Woo. That's pain, good pain. 12. That's 12 real pull-ups. 63 years old. Haven't eaten an animal in almost 36 years. 12 pull-ups. I would say it's possible there's no one in the world my age who can do, I would say it's possible there's no one in the world my age, virtually 63, who has a carnivorous lifestyle, eats animals in copious quantities all day long, who can do 12 pull-ups. It's possible. There might be a handful, but if I were to stop 100 people on the street, well, let's say I was to go to, okay. If I were to stop 100 people on the street and I somehow, all right, let's try to rephrase this. If I were to survey a random 100 people who are my age, 63, and who are eating animals every day, probably none of them could do 12 pull-ups. Now, some people might say, oh, you're bragging, blah, blah, blah. That's just gaslighting. That's trying to distract from the message. You can post that I'm bragging. Oh, right, someone here says, FFF, a bunch of Fs, 911F. Not juicing? No, I don't juice. I don't take anything, really. A lot of people will try to distract from the message I'm trying to impart by kind of insulting me, saying, oh, I'm bragging. I think I'm better than you because I'm vegan. I'm self-righteous. I can't stop you from doing that. I can't stop you from doing that. So the point that I am making by stating that virtually no animal eaters my age can do what I just did, which is 12 pull-ups, is to point out that eating animal flesh over time ravages your body. Because eating animals in copious quantities all day long, your whole life, is inflammatory to human physiology. It will eventually completely and utterly ravage you. It'll ravage your circulatory system, your joints. It will disintegrate you over time. It's not going to happen overnight. I know there's people who are 40 eating animals. They're athletes. I get it. But over time, humans can process a certain amount of animals. We can eat a certain amount of animals and not die right away. But we are physiologically virtually herbivores. There's nothing about us physiologically that is anything close to carnivorous. These teeth here, yeah, those don't tear flesh. That's why we cook flesh. That's why humans cook flesh, because these are not carnivorous incisors here. And our teeth go left to right, whereas carnivores go up and down to seize and tear flesh. These teeth and this movement is, in evolutionary terms, been designed so that we can grind nuts and seeds, which are the best source of healthy fats. So no, I'm not juicing. And so I think I've kind of made my point so far. 41 push-ups. I did 8 reps of 90 pounds over my head, and I did 12 pull-ups, and I did good form. So if I didn't do good form and I did the kind of the typical form you see, I could have done like 16 pull-ups and 60 push-ups, but I'm doing good form, not using my body momentum. Oh, okay. Let's try this again. If you're vegan, hit 1. If you're not vegan, hit 2. If you're thinking about going vegan, hit 3. I really appreciate everybody on here right now. Thank you so much. 911 F, how do I pronounce that? 3, you're thinking about going vegan. Okay, so let's have a conversation if you're up for it. You're thinking about going vegan. What 911F has, I'm not trying to mock you, I'm just trying to be facetious. Let's just call you 911F. Why are you thinking about going vegan? Let's talk about that. So remember, 3 is you're thinking about going vegan. F is good. Okay, we're going to go with F. You have a crown and a number 3. Oh, I think that means you're like the 3rd top commenter among the comments, right? Guy-Han-U4I. Hey man, you should dip your hands in concrete for conditioning, of course. Dip my hands in concrete. Okay, if you can clarify what that is. What do you mean by dip my hands in concrete? I hope that isn't like some kind of death reference that you want me buried in concrete. What we're trying to do as vegans is we're just trying to we're trying to encourage a non-violent world. So we've been a pretty violent species for 12,000 years. There's violence in nature. I get it. Right now, millions of animals are brutally killing millions of other animals. I get it. I get it. But because a lion killed a zebra, which they have to do, they have no choice, does that mean, is that really a basis to justify our violence towards one another, towards animals? One of the reasons that I've always worked to try to encourage what we call veganism, but I would just call nonviolence and peacefulness, is that if we humans get to a point where we feel compassion for rats and lobsters and pigs and chickens, and we believe they have an equal right to be free and live their lives, then that's like the moral baseline. That means we've gotten to a point morally where we're very likely now to be compassionate toward one another. In other words, veganism, and I don't even like the word vegan. I don't like the word veganism, but for now, let's use that term for lack of a better one. Veganism is really just about trying to encourage altruism. altruism instead of narcissism. A lot of people think that being narcissistic is the way to live your life. It's the way to prosper. It's the way to be profitable. It's the way to protect yourself. Be narcissistic. And I'm positive that that's wrong and that that's self-destructive and destructive toward others. And when you're altruistic and you have consideration for others, all other life forms, that's actually what works. It's what works for me. It's what has made me a much better off person. So really, you could say I help animals and I encourage veganism and I do these videos to help myself. Okay, so what else should I do? I have to do multiple sets of everything. I've just kind of done one sample set of each of these exercises, some of the exercises that I do. So I also do dips. Let's go over here and do some dips. They don't have dip bars here. So what I do is I do dips in between these treadmills here. Let's see how many I can do. Let's go closer up. There we go. Oops. All right. I want to do the dips here. Is that going to be on? Yeah, perfect. So let's see how many dips I can do. Again, how many do you think I can do? Age 63, haven't eaten animals in almost 36 years. As of January 1st, it'll be my 36th anniversary. Gaihan U4I, what do you mean I should dip my hands in concrete for conditioning? Okay, I mean, I understand the concept of carrying more weight when you're doing aerobics, but anyway, maybe you're just messing with me. Concrete suggestion. I like concrete ideas, though. All right, let's go. Enough talking. As somebody said at the beginning of this live stream, enough talk about soil. Start working out. I did that, but he didn't get back to me. He didn't praise me for then heeding his exhortation. Okay, stop talking and start working. Start dipping. Dip. Dip that scrawny vegan body. Real dips. Oh, wait a sec. I need to put some towels on the handles here of these treadmills because I have, as I mentioned earlier in the live stream, I have some torn ligaments in my hands, scar tissue there, so they hurt without padding. I've got like these bicycle gloves on here. I think I have weight gloves. Are these all? Yeah, bicycle gloves and weight gloves. So I have two gloves on each hand, and I have these towels. Now I won't feel any impingement on my my shredded ligaments. Here we go. How many dips? Can I do one? Can Old Plant Muncher do one? Let's see. Ready, go. On. Okay, 10. 10. I think I've done more like 14, but I put on weight, about 160. Let's actually see how much I weigh. So as I've putting on more muscle. Okay, I don't want to point the camera towards there. There's some kids in a pool. Hang on. Actually, I'm going to put it here. It looks like I'm filming the kids. So let's do this. Okay. I'm going to go get the scale. I'll see how much I weigh. I'm 5'7". All right, hang on a sec. All right. I'm going to go get the scale. Hang on. Okay, getting the scale. I just got to make sure it's on pounds. People always put on kilograms. Okay, it's on pounds. Nice. I'm old school. I still do pounds and miles, inches. Old school. Okay. Let me just get this down lower here. Hang on. I don't know. It's as low as it will go. Well, it'll go lower, but I don't want to bother with all the adjustments. Okay. There we go. How much do I weigh? Hang on a sec here. Okay, Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. How much do I weigh? 5'7". And how much do I weigh? I eat a lot. Oh. Because for much of my adult life, I was 143 pounds. 5'7", 143. When I was 40 years old, I was 5'7", 143. I believe I put on muscle. This I've had all my life, and I can't get rid of it, except the one time I had some issues, some stress, and I went down to 122 pounds. I also wasn't doing the vegan lifestyle right, and this disappeared. But otherwise, I was born with this, and I can't get rid of it. So I haven't added any fat. So I was 143 pounds when I was a 40-year-old vegan. Now as a almost 63-year-old vegan. How much muscle have I put on? So I'm going to take off about 4 pounds for my clothes and the food in me that I haven't dispensed with yet. Okay, here we go. That can't be right. Wait a second. That can't be right. That can't be right. What the hell? 170 pounds? Oh, minus about 4 or 5? What? Am I fat? Let me look here in the mirror. Am I fat? Who here thinks I'm actually fat? Fuck. You know what? Somebody coming in? No. Somebody comes in, this is going to end in like 4 seconds. Am I like fat? No, they're in the pool. Yeah, I could eat a few less nuts and seeds. I'll be honest with you. Some people might say, oh, you vegans are skinny. I actually think I could lose 3 pounds of fat. So that was 170 minus 4 for my clothes and poo that I haven't pooed out. So like 165, 166. Wow. But most of that's muscle. So almost 20 pounds of muscle I put on and 2 or 3 pounds of fat because I eat too many nuts. I love nuts and seeds. I got these salty pumpkin seeds from Costco in the States. Organic, salted pumpkin seeds. And I'm like, oh, I like 100 of those a day. It's really, really, really hard to be overweight when you're vegan because of all the fiber. Well, when you're having a whole foods vegan diet, yeah, that's kind of fun, right? Is it fun? Yeah, it's kind of hard. Do I look fat from the back? No. It's really hard to have obesity when you're whole foods vegan. In fact, it's impossible. And that's because of all the fiber. It's all the fiber. Let me look at the comments. We'll get back to fiber. Guy Han, greetings. Would you give a shout out to my friend Mike Oxmall? He is looking to go vegan. I am in the middle of convincing. Hey, Mike Oxmall, if you want to dip into this live stream, if you have any questions, if you want to talk about anything as you are looking into going vegan, and it's not really going vegan, you're looking to normalizing. You're looking into becoming normal. Eating animals is not normal. It's just something that humanity's been tricked into doing, that's been imposed on us. It's like smoking. At one time, do you know that everybody smokes? Virtually everybody smoked, and anti-tobacco activists were kind of considered fringe, hippies, weirdos. It was so normalized at one point, smoking, that if you didn't smoke, you were like uncool. Doctors would buy full-page ads in Life magazine recommending their favorite brand of cigarettes, of Marlboro and Pall Mall and so forth. All the movie stars smoked, and they smoked in the movies, and everybody smoked at the office. It was normalized because it was something that those who earn enormous profit from these products then develop the ability to profoundly influence our thinking and our behavior. And that's happened on a much bigger scale with eating animals. So, Mike Oxmall, you're not thinking of going vegan. You're thinking of actually becoming normal and freeing yourself from the carnivore cult. I don't hate people who are still carnivores. You've just all been conditioned. And to my last breath, I will try to convince you that you have actually been brainwashed and vegans are just normal. I can't do a single pull-up, says F, or dip, so I applaud you. I mean, is that because you just, you don't have a workout routine right now? At one point, I had trouble doing more than maybe 3 pull-ups and 10 push-ups. So I am not an athlete. I am absolutely not an athlete. I was born with this little spare tire here, and I'm always going to have that. I'm definitely not an athlete. I'm more of a bookworm than anything else. I was on teams in high school. I was on wrestling, and I was on cross country and track and field, and I was always last. I was literally last at everything I did because I'm not an athlete at all. Of course, I ate animals then. And that probably slowed me down a bit, or a fair amount. I am not an athlete. If I, as a non-athletic, old vegan, can do these things that I've been doing in the gym, then you can do them. Anybody can do them. So, Guy Hunt, if you want to get back to me regarding the hands in concrete, that'd be cool. Mike Oxmall. Hey, if you can message Mike Oxmall and invite Mike to the live stream, and we can talk about going normal, i.e. what people call going vegan. Okay, what else can we do? So I need to cut back on the nuts a little bit and lose 2 to 3 pounds of fat, but mostly I have put on muscle, okay? So I was 143 pounds much of my adult life. Right now I'm about 166. 3 pounds of that is fat. So I've literally put on 20 pounds of muscle in about the past 10 years. I'm just working out much more consistently. And in that spirit, let's continue working out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a different type of push-up. I'm going to do diamond push-ups. These are so hard, so hard. This is going to be the position of my hands when I do the diamond push-ups. Okay, let's see how many of those I can do. Can I even do one? Eat your veggies, eat your veggies. But eat a lot more than veggies. Wow, they've got like cookies on here, and what is this? Like a lollipop? French fries? Wait a sec, what is this? What's on here? They didn't put healthy food on here. Well, they have giant lettuce, but there's a cupcake, a hot dog. I guess the point, this is the Burlington Veg Fest logo, and the point they're trying to make ironically is eat your veggies, i.e. if you're veggie, vegan, you can still have all the fun foods. All of these are photos of actual vegan foods from the Veg Fest. What's this? Is it a donut? I don't know what that is. Yeah, burger. Everything that you enjoy, all the fun foods, comfort foods, junk foods that you enjoy as someone who isn't yet normal, i.e. vegan, you can enjoy being made 100% with plants. They're just as fun. And for me, they taste even better. They don't have like veins and blood and gristle. And they have a little bit of fiber in them, even the vegan junk foods, so you can process them a lot easier. Okay. Laugh Riot 101. My buddy Ligma says he's struggling with eating right while hitting the gym. So can you clarify what you mean? What exactly is Ligma struggling with? Like having trouble with gains? So doing the workouts but not getting the gains, i.e. not building muscle mass? Is Ligma vegan, not vegan? If you can clarify that. In the meantime, I'm going to go do my diamond push-ups. So let's angle this down. Okay. This actually worked well as a position. I just don't want it to look like I'm pointing it. So I don't want to point it in that direction because I don't want to even show you, but there's a pool with little kids in it. So I'm not going to point it in that direction. Here's what I'm going to do. Get the scale out of the way. Scale here for now. All right. Wow. 166. Fat. And I'm going to angle this down. Yeah, there's little kids in a pool, and I was going to point this towards the pool, even though it's on selfie mode, so it wouldn't be filming the kids, but the parents don't know that. They think, what's that guy doing? Pointing his phone at my kids. All right, very protective of kids and animals. Defenseless beings who are easily taken advantage of. And okay, so let's see. Is this a good angle for the diamond push-ups? The diamond push-ups, my hands are going to be like this instead of like this, so a lot more difficult to do. And they're isolating, I believe, the inner part of your pecs here. Okay, so if you do out here, you're going to be isolating outside of your pecs. Diamond push-ups, you're isolating inner pecs. Also, you're going to be working your triceps more. These are really hard. Can I do one diamond push-up? 63-year-old vegan of almost 63 years old, vegan almost 30, no. Vegetarian almost 36 years, vegan almost 29 years. Let's take off the hat and the mic, because I don't want to keep slamming the mic into the ground as I'm doing my diamond push-ups. Well, I'm assuming. Okay, here we go. If I could do 10 of these, I will be like thrilled. Because at my age, you're supposed to be able to do 10 regular push-ups. You're probably not even supposed to be able to do one diamond push-up at my ancient age. How old am I? My best friend growing up was Moses. Maybe you've heard of him. Here we go. I think that will capture it, right? I'm going to do it like this, actually. It's a better angle, right? Oh, but you can't really see the diamond. I want to show the diamond. Here we go. Just do it. 3, 4. Fuck. That's it. Maybe a little one more, but I don't feel like the pain. I didn't feel like doing one more. Well, that was painful enough. There we go. There we go. So, oh, woo, woozy. Oh, the vegan almost fell over. He's woozy from working out. He needs more steak. Or steak. Nah, just because I didn't get enough sleep. I had a bit of sleep deprivation recently because I don't have a good sleeping situation. And I'm working on that. So that was, what, 23? Thank you, 40-year-old vegan. I really appreciate you're on here. 40-year-old vegan. Everybody, please subscribe to this is the 40-year-old vegan, not just any old 40-year-old vegan, but the 40-year-old vegan. Please subscribe to the 40-year-old vegan if you haven't already. An extraordinary advocate for animals, tens to hundreds of thousands of views for each of the 40-year-old vegan's live streams. A game changer for animals, the 40-year-old vegan. And in fact, the 40-year-old vegan very much inspired me to get cracking on my YouTube. This is consecutive live stream number 3. When we hit 6, the big number should start popping. I appreciate everybody who's on right now. Okay, so Laugh Riot 101. Maybe Mike Oxmal can help me out. So who out there, again, is vegan, hit 1. Not vegan, hit 2. Thinking about going vegan or trying, 3. Vegan 1, not vegan 2, trying to be vegan, interested in vegan, like in the middle, 3. Okay, so I've kind of done one of each so far. Well, one of each of the different types of exercises I do. But there's actually more. I do different types of push-ups. I found as they get older, I have like a fairly good-sized pecs, even though I'm not naturally an athlete. 40-year-old vegan is 1. You're number 1 vegan. F is 3. So F, if you want to clarify for us again where you are in terms of your vegan journey, your journey to normalize yourself. Remember, being vegan equals being normal. It's normalizing yourself and freeing yourself from falsehoods. It's a falsehood that you need to eat animals. It's a falsehood that animals are well treated. It's all a falsehood, and different falsehoods have been very successfully indoctrinated into the human population over thousands of years. And those falsehoods are designed to generate profit for the arbiters of those falsehoods, for the creators and the producers and the deliverers of those falsehoods. Vegan Sonia 2005, number one, another vegan. That's awesome. Why did you become vegan? 40-year-old vegan in Vegan Sonia 2005. What motivated you to go vegan, i.e. to normalize yourself? 40-year-old vegan, the 40-year-old vegan says, yeah, profiteers, well put, well put. Such an articulate person. I really pay attention to the narratives of the 40-year-old vegan during his live streams for the animals because he's so articulate. Well, that's one of the reasons, is because Dave is so articulate. His word choices, his phraseology, I try to really pay attention to them and remember them and use them, mobilize them for more advocacy for animals and people on the planet. Okay, great. So now, let's just keep this workout going. I am going to do another type of push-up. That's not literally a push-up, but it's in the same family. I don't even know what it's called. So it's, well, it doesn't have a name. It's a slow motion push-up. So it's to see how long can you draw out one push-up. Okay, so you go down as slow as you can, up as slow as you can, and that is hard. That might sound easy, but it's not. They say if you can get to a point of being able to do a slow motion push-up for 1 minute, you have reached a level of fitness. And if you're my age, 63, and you can do that, that is considered to be very significant and a high level of fitness. Let's see. Can 63-year-old vegan of almost 29 years do a 1 minute slow motion push-up? Okay, let's angle this back down. Here we go. Down we go. Hang on a sec. Down, down, down. All right, how about that? Okay, there we go. I don't need to be that down that much. More, hang on. There we go. 40-year-old vegan. Unfortunately, I worked in the disgusting animal agriculture industry. One day I learned you didn't have to eat animals. Who knew? Vegan 12 years now. The 40-year-old vegan, you say one day you learned you don't have to eat animals. What happened on that day? Please post the answer if you're able. I'm interested. People are interested. Now let's try the slow motion push-up. And it's going to look better from the side. Just want to make sure we can get my entire length, so I'll do it as far back as I can. All right, remove the mic. There we go. Okay. Get those gloves on. This is my torn ligaments from an ocean kayaking injury. If I didn't, then the pain on my on the scar tissue there, impinging on my nerves, would be not bearable. Somebody's heading in this direction. No, I think they're just exiting the pool area. Okay, cool. Here we go. Oh, I got to time this. So I'm going to look over here. There's a clock over here. Okay, now actually, you know what? This is going to be, okay, this is how it's going to be of interest, or how it's going to be much better to watch this way. So we're going to get this up so that we can see a clock, and we can see me doing the push-up. He's out of the way. There we go. Okay. I'm going to do it, so I'm pointing towards the pool, so no, the way it's angled, hopefully they don't think I'm like trying to film their family and their kids in the pool. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right. So we're going to try to do, let's just do it. Can I do a 1 minute slow motion push-up? 1, go. Oh boy. Whew. Painful. Not touching the ground, not touching the ground. Okay, back up. seconds. Holy shit. Holy shit. Angle this away from the kids in the pool. Holy shit. Sorry, I don't mean to swear. No need for that language. Holy samoli. Holy moly, guys. That was 90 seconds. Yeah, there we go. Oh my God. Well, it's a new record for me. Holy mackerel. Whoa. Whoa, 90 seconds. You can look all this up. All these claims I'm making, statements I'm making. Like Google, for example. I shouldn't say Google. Do an internet search for what... I don't know, just do an internet search for how impressive is it that at age 63, a 63-year-old can do a slow motion push-up that lasts 90 seconds. I don't know if there's a technical term for that type of push-up I just did. I'm calling it a slow motion push-up, but I've done some reading, and 1 minute apparently is the benchmark for fitness, and there they're not talking about people who are 1,000 years old like me. 40-year-old vegan. Message retracted. Okay, 40-year-old vegan is, sorry, I shouldn't even reference that. There we go. You were such a wordsmith, the 40-year-old vegan. Didn't love his message, so retracted it, and now it's worded even more impressively. I worked in an investigation unit that dealt with cases of on-farm cruelty within the government. It was terrible. I opened up to my partner, said, I don't want to eat animals anymore. I tried, and I didn't die. Sounds like it was a process for you, the 40-year-old vegan, or over time, it just accumulated within you, your disgust at what you were involved in, and then the day came when you couldn't take it anymore. You had concerns. What type of concerns did you have? When you first went vegan, when you first went normal and you normalized yourself and you freed yourself from the cult of carnivore, the 40-year-old vegan, was it for the animals? Was it for health? Was it for both simultaneously? The 40-year-old vegan writes, I thought I'd be missing or whatever, like missing protein and so forth. But the only thing I found out was I was lied to. Yeah, you just do the research and you read credible sources, impartial sources, like scientific journal articles, studies by those who don't have a particular vested interest in the results of an investigation. You will find out without fail that humans have no nutritional requirement to eat animals. That's what I found out after a year of research, because when I was researching this in the late 80s, 89, 90, there was no internet, so I had to go to the library back and forth for 1 year. True story. Wait a sec. Okay, no, I think I got the numbers wrong. No, it was right. At the end of 88, around January 1st, yeah, at the end of 1988, sometime in 1988, my sister gave me the book Diet for a New America. I did my research, and by the end of 1989, on December 31st, I had a steak. I don't know what I had. I'm just making that up. I know that I decided January 1st, 1990, I would stop eating animals. So that'll mean in a few weeks, it'll be my 36th anniversary of being vegetarian. And then 7 years later, I went vegan. I should have been vegan right away. I knew better. And that'll be my 29th anniversary. And on December 30th, I'll be 63. Really shouldn't be divulging too much personal info, but oh well, whatever. Whatever, it's for the animals. There we go. Pointing towards the pool again. Let's get back over here. I don't want any reports to management. I'm in a hotel for the night. I'm traveling. So I got some points, and I'm using my points in this hotel. And they have a nice gym for a hotel. This is an amazing gym, actually. So the 40-year-old vegan writes, I did it for the animals. I didn't even know what vegan was. Thanks very much, 40-year-old vegan, for tagging Jason Gutt. Hi, 40. Jason Gutt, when you say 40, what does that refer to? Is that the age when you went vegan? Is that how many push-ups you can do? How many push-ups you think I should be able to do? It's good to see you again, Jason Gutt. And thank you, the 40-year-old vegan. And thank you for tagging Vegan Sonia 2005. 40-year-old vegan. Oh, hi, 40-year-old vegan. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for being on here, supporting my work. I've been inspired by the 40-year-old vegan to get going on YouTube. I've been on Facebook forever. I got about 14,000 followers there. I got a little bit of a following on Instagram, about 7K there. And after seeing the success that the 40-year-old vegan has been having for the animals recently, then I have decided it's time to get cracking on YouTube, make this happen. So I'm powering through those first few videos where you get a couple of hundred views, and you just show the confidence and dedication to your message and the belief in what you're doing, and you hit video number 6 or thereabouts, and things start to pop. So that's what I'm doing. This is number 3 in the last about 10 days. The first 2 were at the Ripley's Aquarium Marine Animal Hellhole in Toronto, the Marine Animal Prison in Toronto. If you want to check out those 2 live streams and 2 shorts that I have also posted on my YouTube, also on my Instagram, where I am deterring people from entering Toronto's Ripley Aquarium Marine Animal Prison, or planting seeds or encouraging, fostering, nurturing seeds of compassion and respect in people as they're thinking about entering or ending up entering, in some cases, the aquarium hellhole. Check out those videos. That was such a long sentence. I forgot what I said at the beginning. I don't know what my point was. Okay, wild. Been in here in the gym 67 minutes, and nobody in here yet. If somebody enters, I will have to shut this down immediately. So we're good to go. Now, what else can I do? This is another type of push-up. No, I've done my 3 types of push-ups. I've done the regular, the diamond, and the slow motion. I would like to show myself lifting 100 pounds over my head, okay? So I would use these dumbbells right here, and they do go up to, they actually just go up to 50. So that's not a very much of a range. It's good enough for me, but there's some people, guys who 6'3", 250 pounds, that might not be enough for them if they're serious about working out. I'd like to show myself lifting 100 pounds over my head and doing a few reps. But the issue with doing the dumbbells is that to hoist the weight up, that's actually hard on your back. You can really do some damage to your back. You can herniate a disc. So I would need a machine. I don't normally do machines because machines aren't really a natural motion for you. So it's not the best way to work out. You want to do body weight exercises, so calisthenics like pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, dips where you're just using your own body weight, or you use free weights, use barbells and dumbbells, or you can use bands, pulleys. But machines, when you do a machine, you're not operating your muscle in, the motion isn't completely natural. So you're not developing your muscles in the way that your body would want, and I don't recommend using machines generally. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I would use machines only where you don't have a body weight or free weight alternative. So if I had a military press machine, you know where you sit down and there's a stack of weights and there's a pulley and then there's a bar that you push up, that I would be comfortable displaying myself as an apparently very old, very scrawny vegan, being able to do a few reps with 100 pounds for someone who weighs about 166 pounds. And that would be a pretty significant demonstration, given that I'm 8,000 years old. Or according to the 40-year-old vegan, my best friend growing up was Moses. Evil Steven 666, hello. Good to see you again. Thanks for supporting my live streams outside of the Ripley's Aquarium Animal Prison in Toronto. You just got done working out yourself. What is your workout? If you can maybe just summarize what your workout is. I'm curious. Others might be curious. We can learn from each other, inspire each other. Jason Gutt is laughing at something. Maybe it's the fact that the 40-year-old vegan likes to remind me that growing up, not only was my best friend Moses, but I was like an older brother to Moses. Okay, I get it. I'm old and you're young and handsome. I get it. I'm not disputing that. Now, where's the 40? Where did I put the 45s? Where's the 45s? Right here. Okay, should I try to do a 50? Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be stupid and put my back out. Should I? No? Okay. I'm not going to do that. Okay, let's do an L sit. This is a bit risky. I put my back out really bad doing these the other day, but I'm going to try to do them a bit different. So an L sit is where I do a pull-up, and then I extend my legs out straight. You'll see what I mean. Evil Steven 666. I have a small gym set up in my room. I mostly use dumbbells and my pull-up bar. Okay, so you have a pull-up bar that is like in the door jamb, in between the frame of your door. That's great. Way to go. Body weight exercises. And again, I remind you, there's only one 40-year-old vegan on this planet right now. Being facetious, but wow, what a force for animals. Writes, Len, I prefer Lenny. I know I'm ancient and you're young and handsome, but if you could call me Lenny, I would appreciate it. Lenny was the first vegan before the earth was created. As jacked. He's jacked, though, so he can handle it. Yeah, that's well put. How old am I? According to the 40-year-old vegan, I was the first vegan not on Earth. I was not the first vegan on Earth. That's wrong, and it's not nice to say that. I was the first vegan before Earth was created, when there were just gases in the universe. That's funny! I'm old! Okay, now let's see. The bar is freestanding. It has bars for dips. Okay, so you have a pull-up and dip tower. What is the make? Is it North Star? I had such a station, and then when a relationship ended, I just kind of left it there because I was scooting out of that place, and I just couldn't disassemble my station, and now they don't make that pull-up dip station anymore. I have to buy a used one. Okay. So a guy who's older than Earth itself will now try to do an L sit, but I got to be careful because last time I did these in the gym a couple of weeks ago, I actually put my back out so bad I couldn't even walk. Yeah. Oh, wait, I thought you were supposed to be in perfect health if you're a vegan. No, I'm a human being, and we're an incredibly imperfect organism, and things happen. You know, I haven't been sick in a long time, but I've gotten sick, put my back out, pinched nerve, bronchitis. I'm a human being. But the incidence of those maladies has plummeted ever since I adopted a 95% whole foods vegan life. Okay, enough talking. L sit. So I got to be very careful. The L sits. Can I even get up here? Oh, I can't even get up. Hang on, I need a way to get up. I'll have to stand on this. That's not very nice. Stand. Oh, these are new mats too. Shit. Anyway, I'll clean them off after. But they don't give you. I'm sorry. If they build these gyms so that you can't even access the bar unless you're 7 feet tall, sorry, but you're going to have to stand on a mat. There is a Nautilus, which is the original, pretty much the original weight machine company. They have a chin-up dip station where the bar is here instead of up here. So I'm going to have to stand on this and try to do one L sit. So these mobilize your back, your arms, and your abs. I'm going to be careful when I do these. The adults in the pool are kind of watching me. Maybe they see the veggie thing on my shirt. Maybe they'll get inspired. Okay, try to do one L sit. What I'm not going to do is swing my legs, because last time I did an L sit, by the time I got here, I was like, oh, that's it, I'm done. I won't be walking for a month. Then I did 2,000 stairs, and my back was okay, but I was lucky. Okay, it'd be better if I could do this from the side, but let's try. So I'm going to go up. That's an L sit. I don't want to hold it too long because I put my back out so bad. That does put a lot of weight on your back. Woo! Evil Steven 666. Oh, somebody's in the gym. Okay. Peace out, everybody. Gotta go.